For Unit 2, we're going to be looking at planning and, in doing so, meeting the needs of our learners. This will be Assignment 2. I will be your assessor, Scott Hayden, and we're going to have until the 25th of January to work on this assignment together. When you get the assignment brief, make sure your name goes here, and please sign here as well to declare that the work is indeed yours. Now, there are 3 tasks. The first task is to research and produce a written report. Now, this written report needs to show you analysing, thinking deeply about the role and the importance of initial and diagnostic assessments. This will be covered in my first lesson with you, and I need you to really think about initial and diagnostic assessment in agreeing learner goals with your students, and I also need you in the written report to actually use initial and diagnostic methods. And then to give examples of how you've captured data, information, stats, facts, input from your learners. Is it in a spreadsheet? Is it in a document? Is it in a chart or a graph? Lastly, for task 1, I need you to record these goals and provide evidence of target setting for 3 of your learners. Explain why these learners have had these specific targets set. This report for task 1 can be produced using Word, Google Docs, Apple's Pages, any appropriate written format. But we need to have citations, that is, references where appropriate. We can help you with that if you are unsure, of course. For task 2, we need to see a scheme of work or a sequence of learning, whatever your institution refers to it as, a plan, the tapestry of learning through the year, as it were, and also 2 lesson plans. Within this scheme of work and the 2 lesson plans, I expect to see you covering learner needs. For example, stretch and challenge, extension tasks, adaptive approaches for people to help them expand and go deeper in learning, and meeting specific learner needs. Now, the learners that these are for may well relate back to what you found out in your initial and diagnostic assessments. Finding out about our learner needs helps us to know what stretch and challenge and specific learner needs we are catering for and need to be mindful of. In your scheme of work and 2 lesson plans, I expect also to see the awarding body criteria, the unit specs, the outcome number, the knowledge, the skills, the behaviours you're looking for, and of course the awarding body you're looking for as well. Assessment handout and hand-in dates, crucial. I always start with that, to be honest with you, whenever I'm sketching out a curriculum from the very beginning. That's what I did with this particular unit. The methods of assessment that you are using to gauge understanding from your learners, formative and summative. So, checks on learning through the process, quizzes, games, tests, mock exams, coursework, whatever it might be. And summative, exams, final coursework, a vlog, a podcast, whatever that assessment strategy might be, to summatively summarise the learning and the unit results, as it were. I'm also looking in the scheme of work and 2 lesson plans For minimum core, how are you embedding literacy? So use of glossary, checking on spelling and grammar, opportunities for communication techniques and oratory, as it were, verbal communication skills, debates, discussions, presentations. How are you embedding numeracy? Whether it be timekeeping, whether it be working out hours or weeks left on a particular coursework deadline. Are they implementing any geometry or use of angles in their work? And ICT, or digital as it's now more commonly referred to as. Are they using a blog, a website, Google search? Are they using virtual reality? Are they using digital simulations, using software? Are they using any digital tools at all in your scheme of work and 2 lesson plans? And if they aren't, why aren't they? I'm a big believer in being led by the pedagogy and being led by the subject expertise always. In all of our industries, in all of our respective domains, whether it be engineering, healthcare, barbering, there is an increased need, an undeniable need for digital to enhance not only learning, but also to prepare our learners for the expectations of Industry 4.0, as it were. Using digital tools is part of our lives now. Using these tools intentionally, mindfully, with purpose that aligns to outcomes is something I'm very keen to see. For task 2, I also need you to produce a learner needs document, and within this, talk about how you have met the needs of the learners in relation to the points above. Please here refer to your planning documents to explain. In this learner needs document, we need you to identify how your respective organisation gathers learner feedback to help with inclusive practice. What's the methodology? How does your school, college, university, training institution actually think about this? Explain and give examples of how they gather feedback from learners as well from your own personal practice. Is it formal? Is it informal? Is there a particular strategy and approach? You will need to analyse ways in which minimum core elements can be demonstrated in planning inclusive teaching and learning here as well. So always thinking about minimum core. That's a constant thread, as I'm sure you are noticing through Lindsay and I's teaching and learning with you. The third and final part of Unit 2, Assignment 2, is to create some presentation slides. You will not be asked to present these slides. There will be an opportunity for you to present in front of us later on the course, but for this task, I just need some slides. And in these slides, from your learner survey results and feedback from an observation with your line manager, I want you to, in these slides, reflect on how effective your planning is. Include 3 areas for improvement. If you need help identifying these, please speak to myself and I can help you with that. We'll have a lesson on this as well to help you really think about this and be reflective. To create smart, measurable, actionable, realistic and timely targets and an action plan of how you will improve these 3 areas you have identified. We're going to also include in these presentation slides a timescale, sources of information and further training available to you that you could undertake. And again, I will of course help you with that. So, 3 tasks. Here is your checklist of what I need submitted on the 25th of January. A note here that your work should be presented in a professional academic style and include evidence of research where appropriate. You should link your research coherently, cohesively to your writing and use references where appropriate again. Harvard referencing is the method we are using here, and a bibliography will be included, again, where appropriate. You should draw on your own experiences, relate it to what you're doing, connect it to your actual practice. We want to see that connection. It's really important to us that we see the theory and the practical, as it were, connected. Draw on your own experiences as much as possible. Give examples as much as possible. The criteria reference is here for you so you can see transparently how you are being assessed by myself, and as I'm sure you noticed throughout, in brackets are the criteria I'm using to assess you for each of the 3 tasks. If you want help creating a walkthrough video like this for your own learners, feel free to talk to me. There'll be opportunities in further units with myself to create this as well, but I'm always keen to sort of help you with any of your resource creation and any of your teaching and learning and assessment strategies throughout the time we have together. As ever, any questions, please speak to myself for this unit and Lindsay for her units. We are here to help you. This is going to be due in on the 25th of January. Good luck.